the downs.
Up there. It's up there, I tell you.
I shouldn't worry, Father. He's only a dragon.
Dragon?
Why, dragons bite folks' heads off.
Not always.
Perhaps we ought to get the whole village to go up there together.
No, wife. We'll deal with this ourselves.
In the night outside, the shepherd had not been mistaken by any means.
Long ago and far away is made possible by grants from the National Endowment for the Humanities, the Arthur Vining Davis Foundations, this and other public television stations, the George Gund Foundation, and General Cinema Corporation, and the Neiman Marcus Group, who are proud to help families explore the timeless world of children's stories.
You know how you feel when you're afraid? All shivery and shaky. Your teeth rattle and your knees tremble. Sometimes you're afraid and you know exactly what you're afraid of. But sometimes you're afraid and you don't really know why. Maybe when that happens, if you learn more about what's scaring you, you find out it's not so scary after all.
Long ago, on a still afternoon, when the world was green and the sky was blue, a shepherd and his son were tending their flock, as they often did, in the shade of some tall rocks on top of a high ridge. Being a shepherd suited the boy, as it gave him time to think about elves and gnomes and pixies and goblins. For the boy was a dreamer.
What do you think, lad? Rabbit pie or vegetable stew?
But the boy did not reply. He was daydreaming about a magic spell that had to do with a witch's cauldron and an enchanted princess.
Pay attention, lad.
Oh, sorry, Father. Did you ask me something?
Oh, it wasn't important. I was only trying to make conversation.
What was it that you wanted to know?
No matter, no matter. We'll find out soon enough. Oh, it's very nearly supper time now. You might run down home, in fact, and tell your mother to set the table.
Very well, Father.
Hurry now, and don't dawdle to play at sword fights with the innkeeper's rowdy lads.
I don't play at sword fighting, Father.
And don't stop to pick flowers on the way down, either.
Oh, sorry, Father.
Ooh. I wonder what we will be having for supper tonight. Rabbit pie or vegetable stew? Or vegetable pie or rabbit stew?
But the boy's thoughts were on other things. Winged horses and one-eyed ogres. Crocks of gold at the ends of rainbows. Wishes granted by genies released from bottles.
Daydreaming again.
Said the boy's mother when he couldn't remember why his father had sent him home.
Never mind, I've no time for your foolishness now. The table's not even set for supper yet. There'll be your father home in less than an hour.
But the boy's mother was wrong. his father would be home in much less than an hour.
Whatever's amiss?
Up there. It's up there, I tell you.
Then he went on to explain that while he'd been sitting up on the rocks in his usual spot outside the cave, there had come from inside the most awful snuffling and snarling and moaning and groaning and downright ranting and roaring that he had ever heard in his entire life.
Snuffling and snarling, moaning and groaning, ranting and roaring. Well, I never.
I shouldn't worry, Father. It's only a dragon.
Dragon?
Why, dragons bites folks' heads off.
Not always, said the boy, who knew about such matters, having met many wild and wonderful creatures in the world of his own imagination. Some of them are quite nice. I'll go up there if you like and find out exactly what it is.
You don't know such thing. I'm not having you coming back here with your head bitten off.
Or worse still, being swallowed whole and not coming back at all.
Somebody's got to go, Father. You wouldn't want the flock to be eaten either.
The lad's right, wife.
And so, at next morning's cockcrow, while the village was still abed, the boy set off, not stopping on the way to pluck wild flowers. Although the temptation of some early morning mushrooms proved too much for him, but he dallied no longer than a moment. And only several moments after that, he arrived outside the cave. Oh, I never knew dragons purred.
We live and learn. Hello, boy.
Hello, dragon.
Don't you hit me or bung stones or squirt water or anything. I won't have it, I tell you.
Oh, I wouldn't do anything of the kind. Oh, do you like mushrooms?
Delicious.
I've only come up here to see what you are.
I should have thought that was plainly obvious.
And why you were making all that noise last evening.
Was I snoring? Don't tell me. How very uncivil of me. I don't often snore. I do beg your pardon.
Will you be staying long?
I can't hardly say. At present, I haven't given much thought to it yet, although I must say it seems a nice enough residence at first acquaintance. Very quiet and peaceful. Much better than the last place.
Where have you come from?
Oh, a long way from here, thank goodness, where all the other dragons live. But I just had to get away from them, you know.
Why was that?
You know what dragons are, so active and earnest and all that, always rampaging and skirmishing and scouring the desert sands and pacing the margin of the sea and chasing knights all over the place and being chased and going on, generally. Whereas I like to get my meals regular and then to prop up my back against a bit of rock and snooze a bit. I've got such an active mind, you see. It's always occupied with something.
What's it occupied with?
Did you ever, just for fun, try to make up poetry? Verses? That kind of thing?
Of course I have, lots of times. But mostly in my head. They don't go in for poetry much in our village.
They didn't go in for poetry much where I came from, either. I say, I am exceptionally glad I met you. Sort of kindred spirits. I wonder if you'd oblige me with your opinion of a stanza I've been working on.
I'd be glad to.
There once lived a prince among dragons. An exquisite dragon was he. He was not quite green and hardly blue, but greeny blue, just like the sea.
I like that.
Right. That poem is not only by me, boy, it is also about me. It is an autobiographical poem, and you don't get many of them to the groat, I don't mind telling you.
It's very good.
Well, thank you. Would you care to hear another poem?
Oh, yes, please, but not just now, if you don't mind. I've got to go back and explain about you to my parents.
Bring them along with you next time. I'll recite a few verses for them, too. Ask the entire village up. The more, the merrier.
I'm not sure they'd come. I'm not sure they'd quite understand. Or even let you stay here if they knew about you.
Why, ever not, indeed.
You are a dragon, after all. And they'll say that makes you a scourge and a pest and a baneful monster. You are an enemy of the human race.
Absolute and utter taradiddle, boy. Haven't got an enemy in the entire world.
There's a dragon on the downs! There's a dragon on the downs! It's inside the cave, snuffling and snarling, moaning and groaning and ranting and roaring. Is it fierce and scaly?
Is it sharp-toothed and needle-clawed?
That's all we need. A dragon.
Dragons are the worst possible kind of creature a village could be pleased with.
Oh, I'll say they bites your head off, dragons do.
They bite your head off, and then they chews it up.
They bite your head off, they chews it up, and then they swallow the rest of you down whole.
It's sitting up there now, biting folks' heads off. I'll be bound.
Chewing them up.
Crunch, crunch.
Swallowing the rest of them down whole.
Arms, legs, bodies, all at one go.
But it really isn't that kind of a dragon. It's a friendly dragon.
It's no good just standing here and talking about it. Something needs to be done.
There's only one thing needs to be done with any dragon, neighbors, and that's kill it.
No, no.
Put it down.
How do you put down the dragon? Set a trap for it?
Lay down some poison?
No. You slay the beast. Or better still, you send for a gallant knight to slay it for you.
Of course you do.
You get a knife.
You send for a professional.
Don't do that sort of job yourself.
Where do you find one?
It's already taken care of, neighbors. I've sent for the very best man there is. 3 cheers for St. George.
Where is the scurvy beast? I'll put it to the sword.
Oh, please listen to me.
Hip, hip, hooray!
Hip, hip, hooray.
Hip, hip, hooray!
Dragon of good taste and charm said I've never done anyone harm. Yes. The dragon of charm and good taste said that time spent in fighting's a waste.
Oh, it's all up, dragon. They've got St. George. He's coming to fight you.
I don't care who they've got or who they haven't. I've certainly got no wish to fight him.
But it doesn't make any difference what you wish. If he's come here to slay you, he will do. He's got a snow-white horse, and a pointed lance, and a sharp sword, too. He's St. George. He's the bravest, strongest knight of all. He'll chop you up into little pieces.
Then you must tell him what you told the others. That I'm not the fighting kind. I'm a gentle soul.
But they didn't listen to me. Neither will he. Even you're not listening to me. And if you're still here tomorrow, he'll kill you.
Oh, I don't know. I'm sure he won't. You'll be able to arrange something. I know. I have every confidence in you. You're such a manager.
Meanwhile, St. George himself, as was the custom with all gallant knights, had shut himself away in solitary vigil, devoting his thoughts towards the conflict that lay ahead.
Who stands without?
May I come in, St. George? I'd like to talk to you about the dragon.
What is it, boy? Now, don't be afraid. Am I to wreak a quick revenge for you, huh? Another tale of misery and wrong, I fear me.
Of whom has the tyrant beast bereft thee? Thy father, mother, sister, brother? I'll have the foul fiend's heart tomorrow, that I warrant thee.
No, that's just it. It hasn't bereft me of anybody. And it isn't a tyrant beast either. It's a good dragon.
Is it really 45 foot tall and, is there fire at its mouth?
No. I mean, it's a good dragon, a kind dragon. It's a friend of mine. It writes poetry.
Does it really? Pull up a stool, boy. That's not what they say out there about the beast. They say it's been biting off people's heads.
Oh, they would. They'll say anything that suits them. Fights are meat and drink to most of them. They don't care if it's fisticuffs or bear baiting or slaying dragons. I bet they've been telling you what a hero you are and how you'll win in the cause of right and honor. As I peeped in at the window just now, I could hear them betting 6-4 on the dragon.
6-4 on the dragon. Well, it's a sad world, lad. There are times when I begin to think that all the wickedness in it is not entirely bottled up inside the dragons. All the same, I am St. George, and it is a dragon. I don't see any way out of the conflict. I don't suppose you might manage to arrange something, somehow?
Oh, that's just what the dragon said. The pair of you think you can leave everything to me. Couldn't you just slip away quietly?
Slip away quietly? Me? St. George? Absolutely out of the question. Writes poems, you say?
I've brought someone to see you, dragon. This is St. George. St. George, let me introduce you to the dragon.
So glad to meet you, St. George.
How do you do? All this is devilishly irregular. Beast, my young friend here tells me that you've little stomach for the forthcoming noble encounter. Huh?
If you're referring to the brawl that's been proposed, none whatsoever.
Shame on you.
If you've no objection, I should rather like to recite for you a few verses I've composed on the subject of violence in general.
But there isn't time for that. And if you would only come out and admit it, you'd tell him you're not much looking forward to it either.
Not much looking forward to it? How dare you, boy? Ask some million whether I've ever ducked out of a scrap. Why, were it not for this touch of rheumatism in my elbow and the twinge of arthritis in my knee joint where my armor lets the wet in, but fight I must. I am St. George. And if you're afraid to face me, monster, you must run away.
Abscond? From here? I shall do nothing of the kind. Why should I? I've done nothing wrong. I happen to like this cave. I live here now. This is my home.
Odds Frodkin's tyrant beast, then thou shalt have to fight.
You shan't.
But you can't just stand there when I come at you on the field of conflict. You can't just stand there dithering while I stick things in you.
If it's in your perverse nature to behave like that, I don't see that I have much choice.
But there'll be people watching. They'll expect a spectacle. They're entitled to one. Some of them may have traveled miles. On top of which it'll make me look such a fool. Confound it, dragon, you'll have to put on some sort of show.
That's it. That's the answer.
What are you suggesting, boy?
You can both put on a show for them tomorrow. You can pretend to fight.
Pretend to fight? Yes, but I'd have to win, of course.
Why not? There's no skin off my snout.
But we'd never get away with it, huh?
The next day dawned as bright and clear as any public holiday deserves.
Oh, come on, Dragon. Oh, well done, Dragon.
No, step it, Spendy.
No. Dragon?
Aren't you gonna finish it off?
What about it, Georgie?
Come on then, noble knight. Lice off its head.
Pay it back for swallowing folks down hole.
It hasn't swallowed anybody, not a single person.
Well, it might have done. Given half a chance. I think you'll find, friends, that this dragon has learned its lesson. I think you'll find this dragon will behave itself in future. I think you'll find he'll prove a credit to the community. I think you'll find it's time the innkeeper opened his doors.
Hooray! Hooray!
Later that same night, St. George related to the villagers that which he had not long learned himself.
And furthermore, never be too hasty for a fight. Remember that all creatures on God's earth deserve man's respect, and most important, don't judge anyone or anything on his or her or its appearance.
Then the feasting and rejoicing went on hour after hour. Tankards were filled, songs were sung. And the dragon was delighted at being invited to join in the celebrations. He had, of course, composed several verses, especially for the occasion.
There's a dragon of taste, charm, and wit, who's been round the world quite a bit. Where I state off the cup, I have travelled enough. There's a place I've found friends. This is it. In conclusion, I'd just like to say that it's been a remarkable day. You've all been so kind, and I'm sure you won't mind when I tell you I think I might stay. Thank you, yes.
But all good parties have to end.
How long, old friend? It's getting late. I'll walk you up to your cave.
We'll see you home. They set off up the hill, arm in arm. St. George, the dragon, and the boy. The lights in the village below them had gone out, but there was a full round moon, and the velvet sky was rich with stars.
Some dragons in stories we've read filled hearts all around them with dread. They would scare you to death with red eyes and bad breath, and when angry would bite off your head. Some dragons were hunted by knights. A friend and companion for life.
Long Ago and Far Away is made possible by grants from the National Endowment for the Humanities, the Arthur Vining Davis Foundations, this and other public television stations, the George Gund Foundation, and General Cinema Corporation, and the Neiman Marcus Group, who are proud to help families explore the timeless world of children's stories. Remember, stories from long ago and far away are as near as your local library.
Next year on KPBS, stay tuned for Fun with Science on Newton's Apple.
Hi, I'm George Page for Nature, and this week we have a special treat. 2 extraordinary and I think very beautiful films about birds. The first is about bird flight. Normally, when we watch birds fly, we're on the ground, of course, and they are up there. Well, thanks to some remarkable filming techniques, our first film will take us up in the air with the birds for an entirely new view of bird flight. While the flight of any bird is impressive, perhaps the most remarkable flyer of them all is the world's smallest bird, the hummingbird.